And here we go with the third game finally. And what kind of medit do we get? We have JSS on the right, and let's right now check for Temista, who is going for a Granary because he sees the Aurochs and he will have a very nice start because of that. Where is he going with his Willy? Will he find some nice spot? Does he see the fishing spot? Doesn't, but it seems he chose a pretty much decent place to place his dock. Same goes for Earth. And how is he looking? He is going for the piggies, so he is saving wood and will be aiming for a faster upgrade. And Chef is actually the best here because he sees the Aurochs but doesn't have to build a Granary because it is close to his TC, so that's pretty much great for him. And he is on a kind of a peninsula. He doesn't see the fish, but that's a good spot to build. Looking at Seattle, yeah, he has a good spot right next to his dock. How about his food? He is also going for the piggies, so he doesn't see anything. Yeah, he sees the Aurochs, so not really sure why he isn't going for them. Looking at Metallo, he is for piggies, so he will be going for a faster advance as well. He sees a decent fishing spot right here, so well placed dock. Last online is God Lion. He doesn't seem to be seeing. Yeah, he sees the Aurochs right here, so he maybe will take something reasonable there. And we have deconstruction on Chef's dock. So goodbye, fishing chips. And God Lion spot is pretty much okay here. The stability in blind, but he was quite lucky. And you can see that he has 3 spots right next to his dock twice. Earth was also lucky, and he also has a spot here right on. Looking at the TCs, you can obviously see some in water range. This third of Temista is water range, so that's 1. This is definitely water range as well, so that's 2 for JSS that are in water range. And for TBL, it seems just this one is in water range, yeah. So map disadvantage for JSS, and they should really win the water. Looking at the relics. Favorite Rico. Nice. Okay, better attack for towers. That could be useful. Another relic. Better caravans. Okay, that's great for anyone who can pick it up. And building LOS. Alright, that's going to also be very nice. And we have double bolt actually on Metal's Wood Willies. Haha, that's interesting. So he'll be put down a bit and he'll be slower on the water. That could be quite interesting. He is right now putting down the temple, so he'll be preparing for quite an early attack. It's advanced, it seems. He just ran out of piggies and will be slowed down even further. Not sure if he has enough food for advance. God Lion is not even preparing. He doesn't even start building, hasn't even started building sorry, temple. While Seattle should be advancing rather soonish. Looking at Chef, he will be soonish as well. Earth already ups almost, and Temista similar. So there, all of these guys will be going at like 4:30 maybe. Looking at the fishing spots, it seems it's kinda equalish. Chef has a very nice one here in the top. Kind of a cove with a lot of fishing spots there. He has already the second dock to be prepared for any nonsense. And we can see Earth just sending a Willy here to build a second dock closer to Temista. Temista will probably try something, yeah. Right next to his dock, he'll be having a very nice defensible position. And is he advancing? Yes, through Athena. Another Athena much sooner from Earth. And how about Chef? Another Athena similar to Temista. On the other side, Seattle is almost through Prometheus. That's going to be quite soonish, 4:30. While Metal is just now going through Hermes. That's interesting. And another Prometheus from God Lion. Right now, this looks much better for JSS actually on the water, and Temista is already going for a third dog here. And as soon as Seattle advanced, he has valored his guys and is trying to take down this dog. Can he actually make it? Well, if he can, it won't really make much of a difference, to be honest, as Chef is already preparing here, but he'll be found out by those two guys, it seems. Yep. And that's very close, but... Ah! Yeah, at last moment he decided to use the shockwave, because that was the correct play. That saved... Oh! No, it didn't. Okay. Tough luck, Seattle. Nice idea, but didn't really go well. On the other side, Temista is fending off the guys quite easily, without much trouble, and he's pumping up ships. Well, 3 docks actually. At the same time, Seattle is already having quite a decent army here, but both Earth and Chef are actually on this side, saving the dock, and right now doubling Seattle, so he has to retreat. Metal will be just now joining. Yeah, that's a good play. Of course, the construction on the water always helps. Not sure if there was a fishing ship or actually some arrow ship being made, but doesn't really matter. And right now we have a full-on 2v2. With a bit of micro, this should be in JS's hands. And how's it looking for Temista actually? He is 1v win like 1 versus 1 goat lion, who is not really in a position to compete with him because of the worse ships. But right now he is, because Temista had a decent army, but not for fighting near the actually buildings where ships are produced, that is docks. First larger battle here. I'm not sure if this is restoration material. It might be, but kinda would be better to actually retreat for a laterish fight. We can see some red here, and actually green, bordering Goat Lion on land. Well, that's a good play. Actually forcing Goat Lion to concentrate on the water as well. And that is a point where actually the better skill in the players might show up. Okay, so this is kind of evenish, but here Godline chose to fight, but right now is forced to retreat because he wasn't in the greatest positions against Themista's fleet. He has enough ships and they are stronger, so even though it seems Godline's army is big, it's not really that big of a deal. On the top side, Chef and Earth are not really spamming as much as you would expect. It seems that Metallo is doing really well here, supporting his mate Seattle. And we have a clash of armies here, haven't we? Yep. While God Lion tried to go right into the middle of JSS bases to steal some booties away, it seems that Temista thought it's a free time to actually go for an attack, but it's not, as Metallo is forcing his hand here to actually retreat, because Metallo is hoping to somehow kill the fishing ships here. But not really. He's just disrupting it for a moment, and that's all he is doing. And right now Metallo has to go away with all he has. Earth just got some Gold Lions ships here. And, well, Temista will be doubled quite soon. And Earth should really notice this, and he is coming to help him. Yep, Temista just maneuvering to actually meet... Wow, that's a long navy. Temista doing some nice battles here. You should be taken. And, well, Godlion just sacrificed all his army right now. He wasn't really paying attention. He was probably looking what he can do to defend against Themista's raiding here. Even though it's not really brutal raiding, you can see that Themista has taken second TC, same as Chef, so they will be having a TC advantage pretty soon. This situation is kind of resolved. Well, not for long. Themista will have to go back with something. And Chef is having a bit of a trouble with Seattle here, but not anything brutally tough. And at this point it really seems that actually JSS are winning the water at this point. A huge green army, decentish red army. All these ships are pretty much dying here. And we can see that Metallo has right now taken the second TC and is taking third as well. Seattle is also taking second, so they have probably conceded the water there. And will now concentrate on actually proper transition to land. Since they are playing Supremacy, they might be thinking about wandering, and Metallo is again in a pocket, so he might be thinking about some earlier advancing to Mythic here. Well, this TC won't really stand the test of time once sea chips actually come into play. And now it's just JSS ships trying to kill anything that's left on the water, and they are pretty much fine. They can stop spamming and concentrate on transition on land as well. You can see that Themista is already building just fishing ships to support his echo. And other than that, let's look if someone is actually advancing. Godlion taking TC. Metallo, nothing yet. Seattle is preparing for some land warfare as well. He's actually trying to kind of secure this 30C from Chef. He should be careful about this. And at the same time taking his third. We can see that Chef already has a blacksmith. So he should be really thinking about advancing as well. Earth is halfway there, so that's going to be an advantage further for the JSS. And now Themista. Themista is not advancing yet. I should be careful. He has some Radiant army here from Godlion. But underwater you can see there's really nothing much going on. This is just the remainders getting destroyed. And that's it. That's the water for JSS. That's what they needed, because they had 2 TCs in water range. And right now their position is pretty much secure. Well, Mista is being kind of hassled here, but soonish near this TC, the Willies are pretty much safe. But this is kind of worrying me, in case JSS want to take this TC, which I would think Chef might want to. Seattle is preparing really well, while Chef, oh, that's very naive. It's very, very naive, yeah. And he is forced to go back, and no 30C for you, guy. You first have to build some army. Just as I went away from there, we could see that Chef has clicked Apollo. Actually, I think he clicked Dionysus. It seems that the image was Dionysus and then had to switch to Apollon, which is obviously the better choice in team games. Other than that, these Godlands guys are just having a freeway here. Themista should wall at least a bit and prevent this kind of nonsense from happening to have a secure position there. Right now his food wheelies are getting killed, but he saw this and is retreating without any losses, and we can see that he is properly housed right now. That would be a good position to actually advance, and we can see a lot of yellow in the blue. And he is going to need some help. Wow, how is it? 5 Prometheans. Now, well, with the help of these towers, that's okay for Chef. All he has to worry right now about is that he gets up and doesn't lose his third, because if he does, it might be troublesome for him. Right now we have 2 JSS in Heroic through underground passages. That means Apollo. Everyone is pretty much nicely boomed, it seems. And Earth is just wiping the rest on the water there. You can see a green blob. That's probably soonish gonna be destroyed to free up pop space. Seattle is really meaning business here though, and Chef is going to need all the help he can get from Earth. Earth is through Hephaestus, that's quite a decent advance at 14 minutes. That might surprise TBL, because as you can see, Metallo, who was the champion of fast and advances, is just now advancing to Heroic. And what's going to happen now? Amista is also in Heroic. So this game is, even if you look at the score, this game is definitely looking JSS way. And if TBL were smart, I think they would be going for a Ponder, I'm afraid. Or I'm afraid. I think that would be the correct strategy from their point of view at this point. Chef is really very naive. He knows that Seattle has the line of sight on this, and he still goes there as if nothing could happen. Seriously, what? Especially when Seattle has this big army right there. Earth has invoked Underworld Passage somewhere. Right at the back. Through the Pegasi, nice. And that's going to be TC down for Seattle. Got line through Thea. And TC is going down. Somebody should finally build some siege ships and actually take down TC, and that's in water range for Metallo. Okay, this is going to help Chef, because this will house Seattle at least for a moment. But you can see that Metallo is prepared and is spamming quite nicely here. And he will be up into Mythic quite soon. Yep, he is already through Hephaestus, and he's playing quite nicely there. Oh, come on, Earth, you should really run away from this. You can't fight Hippaspis with Hoplits. That's just a waste of resources there. Well, this didn't go really all that well for JSS, but Temista is trying to raid here, and he is having at least the medium Hippicons. Well, what? Restoration here against this massive army? What are you guys actually trying to do here? Yeah, this is just a loss of resources from Earth, I'm afraid. That's not a decent plate, I would say. They don't have a ceasefire? No, they don't. And Metal actually decided to call it a day? Why? When he has decided advantage, come on. And Yellow is joining in, and some weird plays here from JSS, to be honest. He's going right through the middle, so it's just Earth on his own. And right now he's facing double without a ceasefire. That's just a waste. Total waste of everything. Sorry, guys. Nice idea, but weird execution. At the same time, though, this allows Chef to actually go forward, finally take his 30C, and do something reasonable in the attack here. He is having heavy hoplits, so that's danger to any TC out there. And TBL Gold Lion is through Helios. Okay. And Temista is trying to do some fun with the walls and Petrobolai, but is being disrupted by Gold Lion, who is actually seeing it and counterplaying quite nicely. Other than that, though, Temista, come on. You have a lot of Hippicons here that could actually destroy these guys. Okay, so that's the end of this story for Earth. You should finally call it a day here, because there's nothing he can do about this. And Seattle has just lost the TC. Has just lost the TC, actually, to Chef. And the other one he lost to just this one Colossi, or one, actually two Colossi. So that Seattle had 0 TCs, at 0 TCs, Temista is to Mythic through Hephaestus, and now the real fun for Godline actually begins once Myrmidons kick in with upgrades. Okay, that's Temista's raiding. Somebody please take down this TC. Underworld Passage is gone, but it did its damage, because Metal is forced to actually remain here and defend all he can, while Earth's Colossi are just destroying Seattle and taking out this TC. Chef is going from the right, and, well, he should really take this TC as soon as he can. And he is now through Hephaestus. Okay, so that's another nail in the coffin for Seattle. Right now, this game is decidedly in favor of JSS, as you can see. And yeah, Chef is taking the TC. Okay, so soon he will be at 4, while Seattle is still at 0, not even building a new one. While Medallo is just messed here, not really having any upgrades as of yet, just now going for them. And all these Colossi are just keeping Seattle at 0 TCs. And they call it a day, because yes, on the north, Chef was eating Seattle. He was basically killed by Earth's underworld, so in the end, it was a well-played underworld. And Temista was obviously going to crush Gotland right now. Well played on this map. And JSS are back into the match. Yeah, Seattle, just 6 researches and still in Classical. This game didn't really go all that well for him. He went for the boom, but didn't really pan out. Nicely played.